After the death of his father at only 8 years old, winning college football's Heisman Trophy, being selected at the end of the first round in the NFL Draft, and getting ridiculed for having to use the restroom mid-game, Lamar Jackson has managed to overcome setbacks and criticism from haters by signing a $260 million NFL contract, owning $1 million mansion, and $1.5 million in cars. Lamar grew up in a poor part of Pompano Beach, Florida. The only thing that was easy for him in his childhood was football. Football was always there for Lamar. He and his 3 siblings would play with their dad frequently in the yard, and right from the start, 2 things were clear. Relationship were everything to Lamar, and he was something special. At 7 years old, Lamar became the MVP in his first season playing organized football. He kept winning that title for every youth football team he played on. Something terrible happened, though, when things seemed to be going Lamar's way. At 8, his dad suffered a heart attack and tragically died. On the same day, Lamar's grandmother also suddenly passed away. From that point on, Lamar would lean on his mom for everything. Growing up, his mom made sure he had food to eat and clothes to wear. She also coached him up on the football field. It was her belief in him that helped lead him to where he is today. When people wanted him to convert to a wide receiver or a defensive back because of his speed, she insisted he stick to being a quarterback. Looking back on her impact, Lamar said in a Players Tribune article, "A lot of people helped me get better when I was young, but the best coach I've ever had was also my first one, my mom." When Jackson was in high school, he started to gain attention on social media, getting a lot of views and some offers from big universities. Even though his stats were starting to raise eyebrows, experts were only giving him 3 stars, and ESPN had him as only the 80th best player coming out of the state of Florida. But Louisville, Florida, Auburn, and Clemson didn't care about those ratings. They saw something special, and each offered him scholarships. Jackson chose Louisville, and the head coach promised his mom that he wouldn't have to switch positions and would stay at quarterback. In his first year at Louisville, Jackson played in 12 games, starting 8 of them, and he started showcasing eye-popping skills while also breaking school records for passing and rushing yards. The Heisman Trophy would soon come calling after an incredible 2016 season. Jackson's got crazy talent, and there's no doubt his drive to excel on the field is fueled by the people closest to him. And one of the biggest is Jackson's mostly private girlfriend, Jamie Taylor. They've been together since their college days at Louisville. While Jackson was owning the Heisman Trophy and snagging the 2016 College Football Player of the Year title, Taylor was right there by his side celebrating all those big moments. She's been viewed as someone who has helped Lamar navigate through the stress of the ups and downs of being a professional athlete. Now, Lamar Jackson is almost 3 years older than his girlfriend. They officially started dating during Jackson's senior year at Louisville. Lamar and Jamie first met back in high school and stayed connected even when Lamar went off to college. They made the relationship work long distance while he started playing for the Ravens and she was still at Louisville. After finishing college, Jamie spent more time with Lamar and they started building a life together for themselves. Racking up an impressive college trophy case as a quarterback usually earns you high praise heading into the NFL Draft, right? Not for Lamar Jackson, though. Despite throwing 30 touchdowns in his standout 2016 season at Louisville, NFL scouts cast doubt on his passing skills. Before the 2018 draft, former Colts executive Bill Polian was saying that Lamar should convert to a wide receiver, comparing him to Antonio Brown at the time, who made the switch to receiver at Central Michigan. Draft night saw Jackson waiting while other QBs got picked ahead of him. The Baltimore Ravens would trade up to select Lamar at 32 overall, making him the last pick in the first round, the lowest for a Heisman-winning quarterback in a decade. In Baltimore, Lamar was seen initially as a project, sitting behind Joe Flacco. During Week 11 of the 2018 season, though, Flacco tore his ACL and MCL, forcing Lamar into game action. Despite low expectations, he led the Ravens to a 6-1 finish to the regular season and a playoff berth. Fans initially booed him, but soon witnessed him orchestrate his first fourth-quarter comeback. But some critics still suggested he'd do better as a running back. In 2019, Lamar was on fire, breaking records and leading the Ravens to a 14-2 record. He won the MVP unanimously that season, becoming the second youngest player to win the award. Despite a disappointing loss in the divisional round to the Titans, Lamar had caught the league's attention. During his 2020 Pro Bowl season, news spread that Lamar gave Rolex watches to his entire offensive line as Christmas gifts, drawing praise from his team but criticism from the media. A Baltimore Sun op-ed went viral at the time saying Lamar's gift was disappointing and he should have given the money to charity. Nobody really knows what went down in the Ravens locker room during a Monday night game that season against the Cleveland Browns. Lamar suddenly ran off the sideline and into the tunnel mid-game, supposedly due to cramps, but his urgent run to the locker room raised doubt. Speculation online suggested it might have been a dash to the toilet. Regardless, Lamar later came back in the game, threw the game-winning touchdown pass, and turned Crampgate, into a series of memes. The 2021 season saw Lamar sidelined with an ankle injury and the Ravens missing the playoffs. Before the 2022 season, Lamar, known for eating shrimp Alfredo before games, couldn't reach a long-term deal with the Ravens. While playing in the final year of his rookie contract, a PCL sprain would sideline Jackson for the season and playoffs, highlighting the risks of playing without a long-term deal for star players. Critics accused him of lacking commitment for not rushing back as Baltimore finished the 2022 campaign with a first-round playoff exit after losing to the Bengals with Tyler Huntley at quarterback. After the season, the Ravens used the franchise tag on Lamar, which would ultimately pave the way for his patience to be rewarded with a record-breaking 5-year, $260 million contract he would sign in 2023. In April 2023, Lamar's lavish spending reflected his newfound wealth. His unique running ability secured him the title of highest-paid player in NFL history. Lamar's earnings, including an $80 million payout and a $72.5 million signing bonus, emphasize his exceptional talent and contribution to the Ravens franchise. Lamar has continued to rake in the cash well beyond his NFL earnings. He managed to land endorsements with big brands like Pizza Hut, Nike, Bose, Oakley, and Hulu. Through smart financial moves, Lamar has not only secured wealth, but also built a story beyond football. He celebrated his memorable college leap-over defender play with a $100,000 custom-made diamond necklace weighing 285 grams of gold. Hey Lamar, save some for the rest of us, would you? His logo-inspired pendant, estimated at over $50,000, adds even more value to Lamar's personal assortment of pieces. Jackson plans to expand his separate jewelry collection, easily worth thousands of dollars, with more custom pieces tied to his football journey and career. Now, moving on to his car collection, Lamar owns high-end rides totaling $1.5 million. Porsches, Bentleys, and a Lamborghini Aventador showcase his love for luxury and, of course, speed. Lamar's cars also include a Mercedes-Benz SL500 Grand Edition and a Rolls-Royce Wraith. His $1 million plus home in Maryland is a lavish haven with 8 bedrooms and an in-ground pool and deck that's located close to the Ravens' practice facility. But despite the flashy lifestyle, Lamar invests pretty wisely. Play-Action Soul Foods, Status Pro, and Era 8 Apparel are all part of his business ventures. His Lamar Jackson Foundation also supports underprivileged youth. Lamar Jackson is not just a football star, but a savvy businessman, fashionista, and community supporter. Despite all the criticism that Lamar received in the early part of his career, he's continued to persevere through it all. He's the odds-on favorite to win his second league MVP award for the 2023 season after leading Baltimore to the #1 seed in the AFC. His staggering rushing numbers, coupled with his passing accuracy, are redefining what we can and should continue to expect from the quarterback position in a league where mobility is always in action. From one MVP to maybe baseball's next. Find out how the Dodgers made history by signing Japan's Yoshinobu Yamamoto by clicking here.